Brethren, I pray you sing a new song. Sing praise in the assembly of the righteous. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let the high praise of God be on the mouths of the saints and a two-edged sword in their hands to execute vengeance on the demonic nations and punishments on those peoples, to bind their kings with chains. This honor have all his saints. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Sing to him a new song.
Getting old. Let's give it up for Hezekiah though. Quick one. Fine, man. Alright, so first and foremost, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. Like the brother always say, right? Death to America. Hey, so what we're gonna go into, we're gonna go into trying to walk in the spirit, man. We know that it's hard to walk in the spirit, man. Right? Like Paul was saying in the 7th chapter of Romans, hey, we at war against our members, man. Against ourselves. We always fighting against ourselves, man. Right? That's half the battle right there. Not only like the brother was bringing out, we at war, right? Like it told you in Joel, we at war against these other nations, man. Right? But overcoming ourselves and fighting ourselves, man, that's half the battle, man. That's the bigger battle. We wouldn't even be in this predicament if we would have won that battle, man. Within ourselves, man. Within our members. Right? Let's go to Colossians 3 and 10. Colossians 3 and 10. Right? And you can step on this side of me. Of the shot. Even it out a little bit. Con. Okay, I wasn't even using it. Salakia. Yeah.
This is Colossians chapter 3 and verse 9.
Right.
Lie not one to another, saying that ye have put off the old man with his deeds.
What does it mean to put off the old man with his deeds? Right? What is that talking about? Is it talking about, dang, you're getting, you're up there in age, right? Your hair is getting gray. You're getting arthritis, right? Now you're in a wheelchair and you need oxygen tanks and you need your food crushed down. That's not what the old man is talking about. Right? Read it again. God.
Lie not one to another, saying that ye have put off the old man with his deeds.
Right? Come on.
And have put on the new man.
And put on what?
And put on the new man,
come on,
which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him.
Right? So you have to be turned into a new man. Con. A new man renewed in knowledge after Christ. Right? And we're going to get into it in Galatians. You got John 3? All right, Con, get 1 Samuel 10 and 6.
God, this is John chapter 3 verse 1.
Right.
There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews.
Right. So everybody know this chapter. Or everybody know John 3:16. Right? For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whomsoever believeth on him should not perish. Right? But what did 3 and 1 say?
There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews.
Right, so you got a Pharisee named Nicodemus, right? And he's speaking to Yahweh Shah. That's what you're finna find out. Come on.
God, the same came to Jesus by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher, come from God.
Right, so he said to Yahweh Shah, Rabbi, man, we know that you're a teacher come from God. Right, and notice how it said he came to him at night. Right? Why did Nicodemus come to Yahweh Shah? Man, late night. What's really going on? Right? But the previous verse told you that Nicodemus is a Pharisee. Right? So he was held to a different stature. And a lot of the Pharisees didn't believe on Yahweh Shah. So he had to, kind of sneak around on what's really going on. He didn't want to get caught believing on Yahweh Shah, man, because he'd get condemned by the other Pharisees. Right? Because like I said, the Pharisees, they didn't really believe in Yahweh Shah. They didn't believe in that. Right? Same with the Sadducees. They didn't believe in the resurrection of Christ. They didn't believe in that. All right, you getting the precept?
I got 2 Corinthians.
All right, come on.
God, it says, for no man can do these miracles that thou doest, except God be with him.
Right.
Jesus answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he
Except
can.
what?
Except a man be born again.
One more time.
Except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God.
So you have to be born again. Right? What does it mean to be born again? What is old man talking about? What is the new man talking about? Right? And for the women, this is not just talking about men, this is talking about women also. You got to be moving in the spirit, man. Being in the truth is not just a game. It's the truth. That's why we call it the truth for a reason. Right? Get that in Psalms 119. Right? So this ain't nothing to play around with. Right? Just because you know about the Israelites and know that's what your heritage is, right? And know some of the customs, right? And you kind of understand a little bit. You kind of know what Moses did. You kind of know that the Bible is just about the Israel. That don't mean you walking in the spirit. That don't mean you got it all figured out. That don't mean that you've been born again. That don't mean that you put off the old man or the old woman. That don't mean that you actually been renewed. Right? The Bible's saying, Ezra, that you got to subdue your own understanding. Right? You have to change. You have to be converted. Right? So like, give me Sirach 5 and 7 real quick. Classic precept. What I call Psalms 119. Truth.
This is Psalms chapter 119 and verse 155. Thou art near, O Lord, and all thy commandments are truth.
And all thy commandments are truth. Right? So you can't try and half-ass it. Right? We know that we gonna fall short. Right? Like in Judges the 5th chapter, right? I believe the 11th verse, it tells you to rehearse the righteous acts. Right? We know that we don't got it perfect. But is that an excuse for you to be wicked? Right? Get Sirach 15 and 20. Right? Sirach 15 and 20. Real quick. Give me Sirach 15 and 20 first. Right? Just because we in a time period of grace and we're able to practice and rehearse the righteous acts, don't give you, liability where you can, do something and you not have to pay for it. Come on.
God. This is Sirach chapter 15, verse 20. He hath commanded no man to do wickedly, neither have he given any man license to sin.
Right? Read that again.
He hath commanded no man to do wickedly, neither have he commanded any man to sin, license to sin.
Right? So you don't have a license to sin, and you like, look, God, you go in your wallet, you pull out your license, and you like, look, I got it. Right? Give me a pass. I'm all good, right? And you show him your card and it say grace on it. Right? Right, and you go into the Most High and say, look, God, adjustment followed 7 times, right? And you kind of looking them up and down, and you size them, right? And then you chunk up the deuces on them, and you walk away, and you turn the other cheek, right? You ain't no doing that in the truth, right? Get Sirach 5 and 11, right? I said 5 and 7. We'll get that after. Let me grab this one first. All right, Bobby Shaw.
God, this is Sirach chapter 5, verse 11.
Right?
It says, be swift to hear, and let thy life be...
Hold on. It said, be swift to hear, and what?
And let thy life be sincere.
And let thy who?
Let thy life be sincere.
Right? And that's what this truth is about. It's about being sincere. It's about showing humility and love. Right? Give me Romans chapter 13, verse 9. You got a precept, right, Doc? Bring it up.
I got two. This is the book of Romans chapter 6, verse 1. It says, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
What do you say?
God forbid.
God what?
God forbid.
God who?
God forbid.
Just because you got a time period to get yourself together, get your household in order, that's grace. That's a time period to work on yourself. Right? Just because you had that, right? Just because you were given that, that's a gift. But it doesn't give you a license to sin. What did he say? He said, God forbid.
This is the book of Romans chapter 6, verse 14.
Right.
For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace.
Right.
Verse 15. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace?
Right. Do y'all get what's going on? Right? We not under the law, we under grace. We understand that we have a time period. But he said, just because we under grace, does that mean that we don't keep the law? Right? And that's how the Israelites is moving. Right? You got men throwing on fringes thinking they saved and they got it figured out. And thinking it's kind of done with. Right? Thinking they ain't got to do more. Thinking they ain't got to go harder. Thinking they ain't got to do the work. All right? And we're not just going to get on the men. We're going to get on the women also. Right? Women. Just because you put on the head wrap in the skirt and somebody got to say it, don't mean you got it. Right?
Khan, what then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid.
God what?
God forbid.
God who?
God forbid.
God forbid, man. Meaning hell no. Just because you under grace don't mean that you don't got to keep the commandments, man. Right? Go ahead.
This is Baruch chapter 4 and verse 28. For as it was your mind to go astray from God,
As it was what?
as it was your mind to go astray from God,
Right.
so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
How many times?
Seek him 10 times more.
Right? And the number 10 is a over and above of completion. Right? And you got to understand that, man. Right? The number 7 and the number 10 has similar qualities, man. Number 7 is pure and perfect. Number 10 is pure and complete. Right? Hey, man, you got a precept? I asked for Sirach 5 and 7.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 7.
Right.
Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day.
Right.
For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed,
Right.
and perish in the day of vengeance.
Right? So check that out, man. You got to understand that it's more to being in the truth, man, than just putting on your prettiest garments. Right? It's more to that, man. Right? The biggest thing you got to learn, man, is to be meek, humble, and love your people, man. Right? You got to know how to love your people. That's something that we wasn't taught. So we have to learn that. That's a skill, that's a quality that everybody don't know, that everybody don't have. Right? And it can be small things. It's not always financial, where you call your brother, where you text your brother, and you ask him how his spirit is. Right? Ask him if he okay. Right? Your brother ain't ate, and you like, look, bro, I got you. Right? You should be damn near knowing what your brother doing before you even ask. Like Aharon, he called me one day and he was like, what you reading? He meant to say what you doing, but he said, what you reading on accident. We need to be on the same mindset like that. Right? You got to check up on your brothers, man. What they say in the world, we all we got. It's just us out here. Right? We are all we got. These other nations don't love us. They don't love us, man. They not our friend. Right? My mama used to always say that, man. Every one of your friends ain't your friend.
That's right.
They don't have your best interest, Bank. She would say that often, man. And it was true. Right? They didn't know that they was wicked as hell, but that's what it was, man. Right? We was what was that? Proverbs 6 and 16. That was me growing up. Doing everything that the Most High hated, man. Man, but you gotta be, the moral why I went into all of that, it's because you gotta be born again. Right, let's go back to John. You got a precept? Let's go back to John, chapter 3. And you can get Colossians. Or what you got? You got something good? All right, you can get Colossians. Or Slacky, you can get Ephesians 4 and 24.
God, it's the book of John, chapter 3 and verse 3 again.
Right?
Yahweh shall answer and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God.
He said, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. Right? What do Yahweh shall look like pulling up on you and he like, hey, follow me, and you all dirtied up, you all blemished up, right? He trying to go to the wedding, you show up all dirty, right? All drunk, right? Before the even wedding happened, you stumbling, knocking tables over, chairs over. You got wine all on your white raiment, right? And you stumbling and stuttering, and you know, they in there talking about something serious, and you bust out of nowhere talking about, you know, some folly, man. Right? Right? Anybody know where the tree at? Or, hey, oh, and you just busting out saying weird stuff. Are you like, hey, where Esau at? Bid him to the marriage. And you saying all bugged out stuff like, hey, you know. And he, hey, you talking to the, he bugged down, he, you know, drunk, and he like, hey, your wife though. And he all, what do you, how would y'all look like saving that man? Hey man, we are representations of Christ, man. Right? And bringing forth strokes. Smite a scorner. That's where Jake start acting like Jake. You start talking about his wife. Right, man? And we love our women, man. We love our women, but we need our women to love us and treat us like kings that we are, man. A lot of women say king, Lord, Lord, you know, and they try and be submissive, but they deep down don't know how to treat you like a real king. Right? We understand that it's work in progress, but we need to, you know, it's more than just, you know, acting. We need it to be like truth. We need it to be like serious, right? We need it to be the real deal, man. We out here for a reason. It's not just, we're not just going through the motions like that, man.
One of the most beautiful thing, and this is the truth, is see a woman that's praising the Lord, man.
For real, man.
Because like when you see our women, man, like they in such a destroyed state, man, because of what Esau would provide for women and how he'll cater to women. Right. You know, so when you see a woman in the truth, man, you got to glory for that, man. Like give all praises to the Most High for that, because it's not rare, but you know, well I would say it's rare actually.
What's that precept in Ecclesiastes? Where it talks about the 1 in 1,000. Grab that from me.
Yeah, it is rare. Like the brother said, look, man, look Esau, he don't know what to do, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, it's a beautiful thing. So when you see women in the truth, man, acknowledge them, man. Let them know that they're doing a good job. You know what I'm saying? Just like when people see the Hebrew Israelites, they come up and acknowledge us like, yeah, man, we watch y'all and so forth. You got to do the same thing, because the women are behind the scene helping the husband, you know, helping their brothers, holding it down. You know what I'm saying? And they stand in the scriptures. Right. You know, where's the guy? The guy right here. This morning, you know, everybody was up. You know, I'm like, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, man, sons of Jacob don't never sleep. You know, he like, I'm on a mission. His wife like, yeah, I'm waiting for my husband to get home so we can get in these scriptures. That's a powerful thing, man. You know, that's a beautiful thing. It ain't folly. So when we see our women in the truth, man, you gotta recognize that, man. Like for real. God, it's a jewel.
Right, that's a jewel. Did you find that? God, man. Right. And I'm gonna kind of speak on some of the stuff that Captain Jeremiah been pushing and leaning towards for the women, man. Right? But I'm gonna touch on it after this a little bit.
God, this is Ecclesiastes 7:28. Which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among
hold on. He said, one man among 1,000 have you found. Right? One man out of 1,000 have you found to be upright, righteous, right?
But a woman among all those have I not found.
Right? It's that hard to find the righteous woman, to find the virtuous woman. That's right. A woman who understands her role, right? A virtuous woman who has morality, who can understand what's really going on, right? Who hasn't been corrupted by the ways of America, man. Right? Who haven't been westernized, right? Who haven't been deceived, right? Just all the way back to Adam and Eve. It's a beautiful thing to see a woman standing strong behind her husband, holding it down at home, right? And women, y'all have to do the work too. Y'all have things y'all need to do and work on it. Y'all don't got it figured out, man. The men don't have it figured out. How can y'all have it figured out? Talking about you don't need a man. What? What is a woman without a man? Right? What's a man without a woman? We need y'all too. We need each other, man.
God.
But it gotta be order in it. right? You can't be none of the wives bucking up, you know, and they like, what you gonna do? Looking you in your eyes, trying to stir you down, trying to step on your substance, right? It's like, nah, don't move, right? Shut up, nigga, right? That's not attractive at all. I'll tell you, one of the most things that I find attractive is obedience and submissiveness. Ain't nothing to argue about if you listening. What do we have to fight about if you understand? Even if you don't understand fully yet, if you listen, what can I say? Even if things go wrong, and I'm like, look, I need you to do this, right? And after you do that, do this, you know? And if I don't like the outcome of it, can I get mad at her for listening? Can I get mad at her for listening? No. It's like, damn, all right, my bad. You did what I asked, so, Baba, thank you for that. The water for that, right? And you said you had a precept, right? Come on, bring that out.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach,
right?
Chapter 26, verse 14.
Right.
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
Hold on. What the Bible say? Read that again.
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
That's a gift. Be a gift for your husband, right? Me and Captain was talking about dainty. Be dainty for your husband. Be submissive for your husband. Make your husband actually feel like a king in his captivity, and he'll love you forever. Even forever and ever.
Time. From the top. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord,
right?
And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
Right, and we bring about this all the time, right? I don't know how the women's conversation be, you know, when they talking amongst each other, but the men's conversation revolves around that scripture when it pertains to our women, right? If they would just listen, you know, it says a silent and loving woman is the gift of God. And it says there is nothing so much worth than a mind well instructed. Ain't nothing better than that. Right? A mind well instructed. A woman who can take correction. A woman who can receive understanding. Right? With readiness. A woman who wants to take correction from her husband so she can really make that man happy. So she can really make that man feel like a king. Man, we not that hard to deal with. We pretty basic and simple. We're like, hey, look, you know, I like it when you do this, but I don't like when you do that. It wasn't code word, right? It's black and white. It wasn't, well, what did he really mean? No. I meant what I said. It wasn't a trick bag, you know. It wasn't a, you know, I'm just telling you. And you know, most women, when you tell them what you like and what you don't like, they're like, oh, so I ain't good enough. Oh, so what you said is, and they bend it up. They twist it up. No, I said what I said. Right? And if you could receive that, correction and understanding on how to please me, it wouldn't be no strife. It wouldn't be no arguments. It wouldn't be no contention. Right? It's simple, man. Wouldn't be that hard, man. It's not that deep.
This is the book of Genesis chapter 3, verse 16. And to the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrows and thy conception. And in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thine husband.
He said what?
And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
Right. It should get to the point, like brother Soldier Ainal always used to say, it should get to a point where your wife, right, your rib, right, can anticipate what you want before you ask for it. Like, damn, I know camp finna be over. You know, I know they went out Wednesday, today Thursday. You know, I know he like how I make them potatoes, and let me go ahead and get that ready. And I call her and I'm like, hey, you know, what you doing? She like, I'm making food. And I'm like, damn, I don't need nothing else. I don't remember a time where I was mad on a full stomach. Really think about it though. I ain't never just been, I'm chilling, right? I'm finna, you know, take a shower, eat, talk to my brothers about how camp was beautiful, right? And they might break me off on something I could have worked on. And I'm like, hey, bro, did you see when this happened? I like what you did, man. That was powerful. And what you said when you added on to that, bro, that was hidden. Right? That's how our conversation is, man. Right? We don't want our women to be, you know, in a, what they call it, clamorous, man. Right? Get that in Proverbs, man. And I don't know what's got me on the women tonight, but man, hey, you know, we're going to touch on it. We're going to talk about it. Right? Because our foremothers and forefathers, I'm not even going to say that, our mothers and fathers kind of failed us in this department. Right? They didn't really teach us how to be men. Right? Can I blame them? Growing up in a single parent home, can I blame my woman for not teaching me? Can I blame my mother for not teaching me how to be a man? La-ah. That's a curse. Right? 28 and 54. I can't be mad because she didn't teach me properly how to be a man. Right? How to stand strong in the faith. Can I blame her for that? How to keep the commandments. I can't blame her, man. Right? But the women got the same thing too. Their mothers didn't teach them how to be a daughter, man. How to be a wife. Salakia. They didn't teach them how to be honorable women. Submissive women. Hey, know how to be a keeper at home. Know how to please your husband. Right? What do the Lord, you know, I went into this. What does the Lord look like saving the man who bugged out? What does the Lord look like coming back and saving the woman who bucking up at her husband? Who can't listen to her husband? Right? Who don't know how to be submissive? Who don't know how to be in order? Why would the Lord come back and save that woman if all she did was be a rebel? In her own house. Against her head. If you can't respect your husband, how can you respect Christ? God. So why would he come back and save you? He can't do that. Right? You got basic instructions, man. Right? And the main thing you need to know how to do is just listen. Just listen. Right? Just chalk it up and be like, okay, damn. Now, when I really think about it, you know, I'm not all in my feelings. What he said kind of makes sense. Right?
I'll just think about it something. I'm paraphrasing. It talks about you believing in your brother who you have seen and not believing God who you haven't seen. Right. You know, that's a hard thing. You know, if you can't believe in your brother or your husband or your wife who you have seen, how you gonna believe in God? Right. You know, that don't even make sense. But I got a precept that the brother had brought out. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 9, verse 13. It says, a foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing.
Right. You can touch on it.
A foolish woman, man, like he was saying, man, a woman that's not obedient, man, a loudmouth woman, right? She foolish, man. And the Bible said that she don't know nothing because what is it talking about? It's order, okay? The Most High set up order on how a woman is supposed to be. The Bible said that a woman's desire shall be of her husband. Right. So if she going against her husband every chance she get, then she foolish. And she don't know nothing according to who? God, right?
Nicely put. Right, and you had a precept?
This is Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 15. A continual dropping in a very rainy day and a contentious woman are alike. Right. So basically, whenever you keep hearing that continual dropping on a rainy day, it starts to get annoying. Right. It's like, man, I'm trying to get away from this. I don't want to hear this all day. And the same thing with a woman. You know, she's just sitting there arguing and trying to start an argument every day. She's trying to catch you up, trying to catch you slipping. Well, I don't remember you telling me this. Well, where was you at on this night? That's a man don't want to be around that. Right. He don't want to deal with that. It's annoying.
Right. They said it's like a continual dropping. It's never ended. Right? It's on loop. It's the same shit. Don't nobody want to deal with that. Hey, I don't know if it's just me, but you know, you down there have an argument and it's about the same shit. Like what? Why are we still on this? Right? I said this, it should have been that. It should have been that. Shalom, bro, what's going on? You come to talk to us? Yep. Come talk it out then.
Didn't I talk to you 1 week? When you in the truck that day? Yeah. Oh, praises,
God. Hey, come on this side for me, though. Come on this side for me. Come on this side for me. Bro, what's the business?
Hey, I was like, man, brother said he gonna come back. Man, you didn't come back that day, but
Hell yeah, I had to go handle some
you
shit.
came back today, bro. Just stand on that side for us real quick.
Oh, okay.
All praise.
Hey, bro, what's your name though?
Shit, my name's Justin, bro.
Justin. All right, Justin. Well, you know about the Israelites.
Yeah.
You know about it?
Yeah.
All right, what's stopping you from really doing it then?
Shit, really doing it. Really, I don't even know, man. Just caught up on some all other shit. You.
Right, it's a lot of distractions out here. I
Yeah,
feel that.
yeah.
I feel that for real. Like on the spiritual level, I feel that. You know, it's a lot of distractions, man. And bro, and they set up like that on purpose.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
You know what a coincidence is? It's like, damn, bro, that shit, a coincidence. I didn't think it was gonna happen. You would have never thought. Yeah, you know, but everything happens for a reason according to the Bible. Because man.